So what do you need to know about using LinkedIn Live? I'm going to start with you, Stacey.
Right. Well, there's a lot you need to know, and we're going to cover. Each of us are going to cover different things.
Many of them we just discovered this morning.
Yeah. So, I mean, I suppose the first thing is that at the moment you need to use an external provider to do the broadcast. So we use StreamYard, but LinkedIn is developing its own in-house platform to do live. So you don't have to use an external platform, but they're beta testing that at the moment. So it's something to think about moving forward. But when using an external platform, you can customize it. You see our lovely blue banners and stuff. You can put the questions up. So you can add your branding and personalize it and make it quite slick. Now, we took a while to learn. We didn't do everything to start with. We kind of kept it quite simple, and we've added in new features as we've gone along. It is a bit of a learning process. The other big thing that we have learned is our very first broadcast. We didn't really know what to expect, and actually people started submitting questions, and we weren't really expecting that, were we? So we ended up adapting and actually adding a Q&A. So the engagement, we were really surprised by the engagement with the actual event. I've got loads of other points which I know Emma and I are going to come on to, but the other thing I suppose is to know about LinkedIn Live is it's not just a live event. You get a recording. The recording stays on your LinkedIn events page, and you can do stuff with that recording. So people can go back and rewatch it. So it's not just a moment in time thing. You do create some that does have longevity. So there is stuff that you can do with after the event. It's not just a one-off.
Brilliant. Emma?
What would I add to that? That's a great list, Stacey. Yeah, we've had to learn by doing, which I think is a brilliant way of learning to do anything, but not been without its challenges, that's for sure. I think for me, sort of the presentational bit aside, I suppose, is that it's glitchy, and we've had a few problems that we've had to work through. So things like you can't go in and change an event. You can't change everything about the event. We discovered that one recently.
What was that example, Emma?
Yeah, I think that might have been me. I think I said it for midnight instead of midday. But but it's fine. We got around it. We know how to work around that. The other thing is, they change things. It's glitchy in that we could see the comments when we first started doing the broadcasts, which was brilliant. We could see the engagement, as Stacey said. And then they just took that functionality away. So now we can't see the comments. So we don't know if you're there. We think you are. But, you have to get used to...
I can see some. I can see, but you guys can't, can you?
We're guests, so...
Yeah. So if you're... I can see comments.
Yeah, so sometimes... There you go. Sorry. Point made. Moving on. What's the other thing I would say? I suppose we've had lots of tech fails, and, it's live. It is live. If you're not used to doing lives, it takes a little bit of getting used to. We've had tech fails, wardrobe fails, doorbells ringing, all these things,
fails,
dogs barking, all the things you might expect. So that's just worth considering. I think we're going to come on to it as a platform for business and things like that, but it is slightly more informal, I suppose, in that sense. You're not in a studio, but it gives the impression of being in a studio. I think I'll probably leave it there, because I think we're probably going to come on to the other points through the other questions. But what have you got to add, I
kind of think, one of the things about, I guess, any live is that it's that whole thing of we've had to be adaptable and think on the hoof, right? Because, Stacey almost got locked out. There were quite a few things. There were quite a few things where we went, well, that time we were talking and we weren't actually live because, the whole StreamYard wasn't talking to LinkedIn.
That was awkward.
Yeah. So we kind of had to we've always had to kind of think of the hoof. And I guess that's part of the excitement of doing lives. But it's just, if that's not your thing, maybe this isn't for you kind of thing. But that's the same thing with, if you did a webinar and stuff, it would be the same, wouldn't it? And I think the other thing just to say is that you can probably, you don't only have to broadcast live because you have to use a third party at the moment. You can also you could stream straight into YouTube as well, or Twitter, Twitch, lots of other things, as well as we're talking about potentially, downloading things like audio and things like that and turning things into a podcast. So that kind of versatility is still there for you in terms of content and how you can use it. So I think that's kind of my kind of thing as well. But also, I guess it's all taken us time to learn to build on this as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
kind of understand what to do, how to do it, which is one of the things you guys said as well. But you know, it does take time.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's a learn by doing platform. So if that's not your thing, there is no handbook. You can find out stuff like you can with most platforms, but actually it is a learn by doing. So you are thrown in to the deep end first time. And the first one's the worst. So
Absolutely.
like many things in life.
Yeah.